Hi mates! Welcome to Cooking with the Crew. I be Kat McKenna, first mate of the Fortune's Folly, and tonight, hi Lolly, I'm here to make some Mother's Day treats. Because goodness knows, don't all mothers just love if you show up with brunch and dessert? So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to make an item for brunch and an item for dessert. And perhaps tomorrow I'll gift them to a very special mum. How's that? Sound good? So what we're making today is, well, I tend to really like to make cheesecake stuff. So we're going to make lemon cheesecake bars as the dessert, which should be real good. Fresh lemons and all. I did make cannoli cupcakes for my own pa's birthday last weekend. And they were actually made with a fresh orange and orange zest. And they were a huge hit, even amongst those like myself who maybe cannoli isn't their first choice dessert. But they were real good. I was very happy with the cannoli cupcakes. And you can actually find those on Kraus Mouse's channel if you're really bored and want to watch another cooking stream. You can head over there and watch the video on demand of last week when I made cupcakes for my dad. And that was just, my alter ego. Now, today, as I said, we'll make some lemon cheesecake bars. And I'm going to not get this wrong. I'm going to start making cranberry oat crumb muffins. Cranberry oat crumb muffins. Back up a bit here. Maybe. There we go. So cranberry oat crumb muffins. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. And I can't wait to eat them as well. So let me switch right over here so we can see the lovely chat. Again, ahoy Lolly. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. Let's get started. I'm going to do one of the things that I never tend to do since I'm working from the food service, what delivers me my weekly food. I'm going to let you know what all the ingredients are so that you can actually do this. Also, Dakar's right, cranberries are an underrated berry. I definitely have friends who, we have really unreasonable thoughts against craisins, but I enjoy cranberries and craisins, and since we're here with making cranberry nut muffins, that's basically what we've got. We've got cranberries, but they are craisins for sure. They're not fresh. They are dried craisin type cranberries. Also, I forgot, I'm not fully in my kit. I almost forgot last time as well. I have my fancy pirate cooking apron here. So whilst you can't see my kit anymore, at least I won't get anything all over. And I got these fine ships around me now. Woo! So there. Now we're prepared to cook in the galley. I love this. I think it's super fancy. It is nearly made of plastic, but oatmeal craisin cookies instead of raisins are the best. I agree. I love cranberries quite a lot, but mostly in their craisin form, actually, because cranberries can be quite tart and strange if they're just... Although they do make good drinks, and you float them in the champagne and make poinsettias. But that's for the holidays. Cranberries are an underrated year-round fruit, berry fruit, dried thing, because they're really associated with the holidays quite often. Maybe because they look like holly berries, something, maybe, Who knows? All right, let me tell you what the ingredients for these cranberry oat crumb muffins are going to be. So it's definitely going to involve making the muffin with the cranberries and the oatmeal, but also we're going to make a nice icing drizzle to go over them, which you don't always do when you make muffins, but that's my favorite thing. So the first thing we actually did was to preheat the oven. We're at 400 this time. Generally, I tend to bake things on 350. So 400 is a bit hotter than usual. We're good with that. But what we'll need are 2 packages of brown sugar, which actually comes out to about 4 ounces of brown sugar. And then we need 3 ounces of oats. Make it Quaker oats. My family has worked for them for a long time on the mum's side, so don't know what those are. We're gonna pretend they're Quaker oats. Right, also 10 ounces of self-rising flour. That is an important distinction. And since I'm using flour for the lemon bars later, I had to make sure I had exactly what I needed. So it's 10 ounces of self-rising flour. You'll also want, now this tells you a 1/4 ounce packet of ground cinnamon, but if you have cinnamon in the kitchen, just, you don't have cinnamon, but 1/4 of an ounce is what we've got here, packaged tiny in this wee little bag. Also your 2 ounces of dried cranberries or craisins. And last but definitely not least, confectioner sugar, which will make the drizzly drizzle on top. I'm rather excited about that bit. Alright, so with the oven preheating for 400 degrees, we're going to line a 6-cup muffin tin with paper liners. I like to do the paper liners. It makes them feel really individually done. I have these fancy Mother's Day pink. They are pink. They're not just light red or weird camera. They're a nice berry pink. Figured they'd also go nicely with cranberry muffins. So we'll just take 6 wee little cups. Plus it makes a good amount of them. You don't really need more than 6 unless you've got a real big family, in which case you owe your mum way more than muffins. So, I'm just going to use my cooking spray just to make sure that once they're done, we don't end up not being able to retrieve our muffins. That's just the worst. And it's easier than painting it with melted butter. However, I do believe the first step, other than preheating the oven, is going to be to melt 4 tablespoons. Oh, I forgot the stuff that they didn't send me. The other things you're going to need are 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I did have left over from last weekend's hotcakes. Also, 1 large egg. The other recipe calls for 4 eggs, and I just so luckily had 5 eggs left over from my dozen. So I'm cleaned out after tonight, but I am narrowly going to be able to make all my treats. So, 1 large egg, neutral oil, 1/2 cup milk already measured out for ease of streaming, and salt. It says kosher. Am I kosher? I hope I am. But anyway, salt. Alright, now that's what you need. So what we're going to do is take that butter I did mention, and right in the saucepan over here, we're just going to melt it up over low heat so I'm not completely making a buttery crust on my saucepan. Just going to melt it down. It says I could do it in the microwave, but I think I'm going to do it here because I'm fairly certain we're going to put the rolled oats in it. This is me not reading the recipe as beforehand. I mean, I did, but it was a while ago, so, you know, we're winging it. I know I have everything I need. I know I can read instructions, so we're gonna go with it. And I'll make stuff up until I'm told I'm wrong. But right now, we're gonna melt that butter. I'm gonna attempt to wash all the butter off my hands. I just got all over me. All right. Are we having fun yet? I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to put this to side because I'm pretty sure I know I'll need that right after we get all this in a bowl. I'm probably going to need a good size bowl. I do need a small bowl and a medium bowl. So we're going to do things in sections, I see. I think I'm going to start with my festive yellow bowl and my wee little bowl. So that's good. So we're melting butter rather quickly, honestly. Fancy wooden spoon. And then we're going to combine the loosely packed dark brown sugar. It's pretty loosely packed in that it's actually kind of coming out the seams here. So let's get that into this small bowl and see if I need the somewhat bigger bowl. I like this size better. And I have a lot more of them. So I don't need to reuse it later. I don't need to wash it before I reuse it later. Because I can just replace it. All right. Oh, I love the smell of brown sugar. Woo. All right. Loosely packed brown sugar. And that we have. Also tonight, as per always, Cooking with the Crew, sponsored by Rum Shark, who is still currently living on my Malibu because I still am out of shipwreck rum. Hello, Rum Shark. This is going to be a good show. Anywho, there's Rum Shark. And here's Rum Shark. Alright, now we're cooking with rum. Oh yeah, although, maybe. I won't be so foolish as to dump all of it in there like I did last time. Alright, in a small bowl, we're going to stir to combined... Oh, see? I almost messed this up already. Let me get my half a cup. Half a cup. A little boy, give me one last drink. 1/2 cup loosely packed brown sugar. So I am glad I emptied it because, you know, I could need this later. But I could use some of it. Loosely packed brown sugar. Oh, some of it's gone all... Some of it's gone all wet and dark. So we're going to pluck those little... Did you all see the online shenanigans with the cinnamon toast crunch? I'm hoping I don't have shrimps or rat turds or anything going on in here. Internet, you're a weird place. Fire up that little boy, give me one last drink. Alright, so 1/2 cup loosely packed dark brown sugar. Boom. 1/2 cup oats. Save the rest for your own use. I might put a few extra in here, we'll see. I really like being able to have I like oatmeal cookies, although I do prefer them with chocolate chips or craisins to raisins. Alright, so a big heaping, closer to maybe 3/4 cups of oats, but what do you do with the rest? It's just this much oats. What do you do with just a wee tiny bit of oatmeal? I'm not even sure I could make this into a, you know, heated oatmeal. Probably. Anyway, I will keep it for my own use. I just have to figure out what that'll be. Hi, chappy! Good to see you, mate. I do like that booty one. I believe that's from Rockin' Dock, ain't it? Because I just noticed I had it and I like it a lot. 1/3 cup self-rising flour. Alright, I got a 1/3 cup here too. 1/3. So with all this flour, so far, I'm just using 1/3 cup. Alright, fine. I think this is just to make the crisp part for the top of the... That's full, everyone's been good to me. So fire up that little boy and give me one last drink. When the sun comes up, I will leave without a fight. The world is mine tonight. Everyone's been good to me. Alright, so dark brown sugar, 1/2 cup of oats, 1/3 cup of self-rising flour, and a pinch of salt. So we're gonna revisit my tiny wee little spoons that Dakar sent me. And I show them off every time just because they are the tiniest thing ever. I love the itty bitty weeniest one. Look at that, next to my fingernail. It's the tiniest thing. It's next to even my pinky fingernail. It's the tiniest thing. Anyway, that's a drop. I'm going to do a pinch of salt. Just as, you know, a very small pony. What? I'm going to feed a very small pony with the oats, perhaps? I'm not entirely sure what you meant there, but, you know, we can figure something out. Oh, goodness, this is way too big a spout for a tiny pinch of salt. Ah! Alright, so it's about a pinch and a half of salt. Great, fine. Also, I've been melting this butter for quite some time, so that's done. But I'm glad it's the next thing I add in here, because I think it was too much time spent. Add melted butter. Stir with a fork until combined. Pour that right in there on top of my flour. And it did say with a fork, but I might try to start it with this spoon. Because I'm a rebel. Also, just cause. And it's time for us to leave her. All right, into the sink with you. Now I'm wondering if it's just because it's going to get real stuck to the spoon or what, but my favorite thing about making a crisp or a crumble is the crisp and the crumble. So this is quite going to be the best part of the muffins, provided I don't mess it up by not stirring it with a fork. But it looks pretty good. It's already starting to get sticky and sweet, which is all you can really ask for from some brown sugar, some flour, and some oats, really. But it also smells real good because that butter just immediately attacked the brown sugar and made it a viable substance. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. And the winds don't blow. So yes, as we are talking about making Mother's Day treats, I have a mum. I know a lot of mums. I'm not a mum, except to this wee lass down here, who just decided to come and join us. So happy Kittens Day. You're going to be nice to me for Mother's Day? Maybe. She doesn't love being on camera. But the snuggles are good, eh? You could wish me happy Mother's Day by being nice and not throwing up on the floor while I'm off celebrating Mother's Day tomorrow, eh? Maybe. All right, Marley. What do you see? It's a kitty break. I'm making crisp. All right, dear one. So that mouthy wee lass makes me a mum. Treats for familiars, treats for... All right, I'm going to do this just for you, mate. She's got special treats. She's got treats that help her because she's old. This feline here makes me feel like a mother and makes me feel real ancient, as children tend to do to their parents. Because I realize that this year, this animal will be old enough to vote, buy cigarettes, or pornography. She is a growed up. Ahoy, Mercy! So, as she's such a growed up, she has treats that help her with her ailing joints. She has her special greenery from the North Country, thanks to Dakar. And also, she's got grown-up kitty treats that should chill her out for the rest of the evening. Maybe she won't yowl at me while I'm trying to make some muffins. So we're gonna give you one of these from Dakar, because I wouldn't have thought of it. It does make your fingers smell like grass. So, yep, I know it's good. Here you are, my darling. That's for you. I want to give it on screen, but I know you won't let me. So, special treats for Marley. I'm going to rinse my hand just a bit because I'm not making edibles here. I hope they're edible though. It just won't have any greenery in them. Those treats, really, for real, they fragrantly full of greenery. All right, so this looks really perfect. Just yummy as heck. So that's going to be going on top of all these. It feels like there's too much, maybe because I did add that extra bit of oats. But I'm hoping some of it goes inside and on. I will see. Let's see. I made that. That's done. I didn't need a fork after all. In a medium bowl. Ba-ba! Whisk to combine remaining brown sugar. I am glad that I needed it. Although not in the small bowl anymore. That shan't work anymore. Alright. So remaining brown sugar. My egg. 3 tablespoons of oil. Woo! That might have glorped upon the floor. Let's not walk around in it for the rest of the night, shall we? Egg glorp. It was otherwise a fine crack, though. And if you're Irish, that means something else. It's also a fine crack to be here cooking with you tonight. Haha! But I didn't want to step in that. That's nasty. Did you eat that? Good girl. Treats for familiars. All right, so now that my egg is soaking up all this brown sugar, my tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of oil. Bloop. Okay, that's about 1.5, but that's fine. We're being pretty accurate. That's how this works, I swear. It's not really how bacon works, but we're going to do our best here. As I always do. 1 cup self-rising flour. I guess I'm going to go for the big one. I usually use my glass receptacles, to measure stuff out, but this one's already got milk pre-put in it, so. Alright, so 1 cup self-rising flour. Boy, am I glad that didn't already have flour in it. This would have been pretty bad, actually. So, alright, down to the floor. Safe. Alright, 1 cup self-rising flour. I'm going to measure this out over the sink so that I'm not that unwise. This might be the last of it. You may not need all 10 ounces, but because they do tend to send extras when they're sending baking materials. By the way, if you're wondering, the playlist I'm listening to tonight, I've got it turned up a little louder than I normally do. I'm hoping not to get nailed by the rules. I keep forgetting if DMCA or DCMA, so I try not to say it because the other one was weird. Something else. But anyway, don't want to get nailed on music rules. But I am listening to my practice playlist for the Star-Crossed Rovers, which is this year's house band for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. We're awfully excited. We open the last weekend of May and are open the following weekend, the first weekend of June. And you can only buy your tickets online this season. We're only 2 weekends long and we're going by all the CDC safety rules. So hop on over to njrenfair.com and grab your tickets. They're day specific and you can only get them online. So do that. But I'm rather excited. I'm in a singing group with massively talented musicians and it's going to be great. Otherwise, the Pirates, we are in rehearsals to get started with our event season, which I believe we're kicking off this year in Olcott in July. So it's a bit longer out, but we're massively excited because we finally get to see the crew and get the folly off a shore leave. It's great. All right. So now that I've completely disintegrated all of that, we are now adding 1 cup self-rising flour, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. That's half a teaspoon. I want more than that. All right. 1 tisp, which I bet is awfully close to a 1/4 ounce. Let's find out. If it's close enough, I'll just dump it in. It's a bit more, but there we go. Again, just a wee bit. Maybe I'll put this in my rolled oats and have them for breakfast on Monday. We'll have these for breakfast / brunch for Mother's Day. And then have those on Monday. All right, I probably need a whisk. There's my 1/2 cup of milk. 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 cup milk. Bloop. Then whisk until just combined and stir in them cranberries. So this is the main batter for our muffins. Stir, 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 stir. I can feel the egg that cracked down the side and onto the floor. It's just a little bit running down the side there. All right, it is just combined. I don't see any loose flour anymore. So let's get these in here and stir in them cranberries. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. I like to stir to Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once We watch the small free birds fly. Free bird! Okay, evenly spoon the batter into the prepared muffin tin. And we're going to save the remaining flour and cinnamon for my own use, as I was afraid of. What do you use self-rising flour for? I'll make some more muffins perhaps, but they never leave me enough of everything. Pinchy thing, where are you? Ah, pinchy thing. Dink. Okay. So now I'm actually gonna wipe these out a tiny bit. This happened when I made the cupcakes last time too. I don't want them to drown in the cooking spray, because that will throw off the chemistry and the baking time and all that, which is also not great. Because they're just a wee bit spritzed. In fact though, these back ones didn't get spritzed enough, so yeah. I don't want it to stick to the sides. That's the worst part. I don't mind. It's not going to stick to the bottom, and if it does, you just rip it right off, and it's not much of skin off your nose. But the sides, not so good. All right, so now I have my handy dandy fun little whisk. Ah, not whisk, the other thing. This is a spatula. Spatula City, Spatula City, Spatula City. For all your spatula needs. And Weird Al wackiness. All right. Now this one's telling me to do for about a 1/4 cup each into each muffin tin, which hopefully is just enough to cover the bottom. Oh, yeah. The cranberries look like they spread out just perfectly. But these seem like they're probably going to rise, so I don't want to overdo it in every cup until I find out I've got way more, and then I can revisit if need be. But I think this is going to distribute out quite nicely. I might have one in here that needs to share. Or we're going to have a really big one and a really, really small one. Let's see how much I'm getting here. This is also going to be the least cranberry-y one. So I'm thinking I might need to steal a scoop. Maybe I'll just steal a cranberry and put it right in the center just to make sure it's not left out. All right. If I trade you some of that batter for this wee cranberry. Ah! I like to be fair, that's all. All right, so at 6 beautiful muffins, this one's going to be the big one. And we're going to put the crumble in on top right now. It looked like too much topping. Don't worry. I already said I was worried. All right, so it did say using my fingers, which is nice. I do like to use my fingers when I'm baking. Makes me feel like I'm part of it. But yeah, so it says literally to put it all in there and then actually to push down slightly. So hopefully it will bake in a little bit. Except for on that one big one, because it's not going to have as much crisp as the rest. Ooh. I like when it says to use my hands. Use my hands, I will. Push it in there so it becomes part of the muffin. And that when it bakes, all that sugar is going to melt and make it part of the... See, here's another one of them little brown sugar nuggets. Ugh. I think it just got in that open package. You never can have too much topping. This is basically the icing already on the cuppers. So it is too much for me to even like put in here though. So I'm not sure. It says don't worry, but I can't put any more in. So I'm not worried about it. I just legit cannot put any more in here. And quite a lot left in the bowl. So I'll just start mounding it maybe and it will still melt. Because it's brown sugar. When it gets hot in that 400-degree oven, it's going to melt and turn into a bit of a crispy crust. I'm not going to be able to use all this, but I'm going to use as much as I can. There's a reasonable view. I need to get better camera going for my cooking. I know that, but I don't have an extra one. I'd love to get a top view so you can actually see what's going on. My love is all right, crispy. We'll just pile up on some of this. Pile up and push down slightly. This could be really yummy. I'm hoping it will be. There's nothing better. I love making apple crisp and cherry crisp and all the crisps, and if I have my choice of pretty much any pie or dessert, if I got one that's just a pie and one that's a crisp, that crisp is going in my belly. I just love the sweetness of the sugary topping. All right. It did look like too much. And it told me not to worry, and I fretted a bit, but I ultimately did not worry and just added as much as I could. So, crisped. Now, if they melt properly into the muffin and onto the top of it, because it's just made of sugar, melt up that sugar and butter and have it all stick proper. Just trying to make it, to clean up my plate. I don't think it's going to clean up so much. So, all right, there they are. I'm going to bake them on the center oven rack until they're deep golden, and a toothpick that I don't have comes out clear. We're going to use a fork because that worked for the cupcakes, and they were a big, huge, massive hit. My family loved the cannoli cupcakes, which I'm hoping to do on stream someday again because they were very yummy. So I'll do 18 to 20 minutes, which means 19 minutes. Silly. Put that right here so we can keep an eye on it. Do. Anachronistic beeping noises. Not 40 minutes, that's too many. There you have it. So we got 19 minutes before we see how those cook up melty and sweet and cranberry-y and oaty. So that's pretty good. We're right through the first part of that. Now it's time to make the icing. I didn't just get you wet. Phrasing. We're not doing phrasing anymore. Just checking. There! Hello! Perhaps you can see better now. I don't know. Alright, so the icing bit, which I know comes next, in a small bowl, which looks so I had here because it had my egg in it. Now it doesn't. That's all it had in it. Was an uncracked egg. So we're going to take now the confectioner sugar. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't say to use any less than they sent me. So it's 2.5 ounces of confectioner sugar. Just right here. 2 teaspoons milk or water. What do you think? I'm feeling like milk. I feel like milk will make a creamier frosting. Thoughts? Before I fetch the milk? Yeah, Lolly, I think you're right. Rum. Now you use the coconut rum and make a coconut rum flavored drizzle for our cranberry nut muffins. It's not the worst idea I've ever had, but I'm not cooking for me this time. Cooking for Mum. All right, so let's grab that milk. I measured out earlier so that I didn't have to do this before, but I also cannot measure out easily to, what I say, 2 teaspoons milk, which this is going to have a little bit of cinnamon on it as well from earlier, so that can't hurt. 2 teaspoons. I poured that way more carefully than I did there we go, the oil before. All right, what else? And a pinch of salt until smooth. So that's not an awful lot of liquid to pour right into that. Where's my pinch? Pinch spoon. Dakar, this really is the best measuring device. I adore it. Pinch for salt. Boop. Oh, let's use the tiny baby whisk. It's a tiny baby whisk. Alright, so we're going to stir that bit together with the milk until smooth. If needed, add a half a teaspoon additional. Not if I spill it, I won't need it. Or water until glaze drops from whisk in thick ribbons. Ooh. And then we'll drizzle it over the cooled muffins. And then they can serve once the glaze is set. So they're going to be perfect for tomorrow mid-morning, brunchy type time muffins. I am dusting the entire galley. This might work. I might choose to put in a wee bit of extra milk. We'll see. We shall see. Round into the weather, heave ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle. I like singing when I'm baking. It helps the stirring go by. That is creamy now, and I'm saying that's thick ribbons. That's pretty good. I did not think that was going to be enough milk. 2 teaspoons of milk for an entire 2 ounces, plus whatever I sprinkled all over the galley, of sugar. I was expecting that to go much worse. All right. Trying to decide where this, I guess from the sugar, there's still little black flecks in here. Either that or someone peppered my whisk. I don't know. I think it goes in the sugar. Anyhow, it'll be fine. It looks great otherwise. Little black flecks. Who knew? I'm not sure what of the tools that I've just used I'm going to need again for the lemon cheesecake bars. That's double the cheesecake. Whoops. All right, so that's the end of the muffins. When they're done, they're done. I'll get them out, cool them, ice them. Good night, Lolly. Mwah. Feel better. I'm glad you stopped in. I do know how it feels to have a migraine, particularly in this weather. It's been up and down temperature-wise, up and down pressure-wise, little rain here, little rain there, storm's supposed to come in. We were supposed to have hail. Oh, springtime. What are you going to do? But have a good night, my dear. All right, so this is great. We did. I'm going to finish early tonight, I can tell. This is supposed to take longer than it did. But that's fine. Everybody needs some time to get ready for Mother's Day, eh? Let me just toss up my timer. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to clean this up just in case I need some of these tools for the next recipe. And then we'll start it over and make some lemon cheesecake bars. Excellent. Be right back. I did it! Sort of. Almost didn't make it back. With volume. Whew! Gods forbid that I ever have to have a bio break at the same time as I'm doing my dishes to get to part 2. Welcome! Thank you for sticking around for part 2 of my Mother's Day treats, which today we're making them cranberry oat muffins with that delicious drizzle. I'm excited about the sugary icing drizzle. And now onward to lemon cheesecake bars, which I'm never not excited for cheesecake. I'm never not excited for lemon bars. Let's combine them and make lemon cheesecake bars. I'm well and truly in. So let's get right to it. I'm slightly less prepared for this as I started the show well and truly with everything laid out for my muffins. And this time, again, I know I have all my ingredients. I'm just not entirely 100% sure in what order I'm going to be expected to grab them and use them. So excitement for everyone, really. This one actually wants an oven what's at 350, so I feel like I did this in the right order. Because as soon as those are done, in about 6 minutes, I'm just going to turn it to 350 and let it cool itself off a bit. Which it is awfully warm in the galley right now. Gosh, wasn't ready for AC yet, considering the changes in the weather and all. But maybe in a bit. It's quite warm. All right. So with an oven ostensibly heated for 350 degrees, another rack right in the center, just like we're doing for the muffins, we're going to take a whole package of cream cheese, this being the Philadelphia variety. I will name drop that because yum. So that's to get a bit room temperatured while we wait for everything else. I'm going to try to open this one up just so it gets a bit more air. I haven't got the hang of this. This is like the 3rd time I've had to do this on the stream. Open along center seam at end. Okay. I'm trying. I am trying. Oh, there, I see now. We actually split it. It doesn't have a notch or anything. So there we go. We're going to get that up to room temperature. Big old glob of it. When I were a child, I disliked cream cheese very much. I don't know if that's a universal thing with children because it's bitter, it's not sweet, and I feel like I always expected it to taste like frosting or something. So, I was not fond of it as a youth, but I like it now. Super great. And best in a cheesecake. So, we're going to let that come to room temperature. And I've got a baking dish that's a little bit bigger than what they're asking me for. I'm pretty sure this is a 10 by 10, or no, a 9 by 9. So it's an inch bigger. And it said to put foil, line with foil and grease. I'm going to once again disobey the rules. We're just going to grease the whole actual pan. And hope I don't regret it later. But the reason is because since we're sharing with Mums, it has a nice travel container. So we're going to try to make it right in here. All right, so we've greased that up. Then this one doesn't say unsalted. So I'm going to just use 4 tablespoons of regular butter. Oh, I see something in here. What's left over from St. Patrick's Day. I still have a stick of Kerrygold butter. Oh, yes, I do. Wow, once more name dropping for the good pure Irish butter. So we're going to take 4 tablespoons of this. And we're going to do the quick melt. And actually, this time I'm going to stick it in the anachronistic microwave. And get it done that way. It actually says the opposite from the other recipe. The other recipe said to melt it in a pot on purpose. And this one leaves that as a second choice, the same way the last recipe left the microwave as a second choice. So I'm glad that worked out, considering that the one thing I decided not to wash, because I didn't think I had to melt anything, was the saucepan, which is still right here. So, oh well. Those muffins are puffing up. Can you see? I guess not so well. It's darker in there than I'd like, but they're getting big They look real crispy and good. So I think that the 19-minute timing, 18 to 20 minutes, right there in the middle is going to be about perfect. So let's anachronistically get that 15 seconds up to melt that. We'll see. It was right from the Frigidaire. Alright, so we're going to melt that and transfer to a medium bowl, which, even though I washed it, I've got another. Put that butter right in here, and then we're going to start adding our ingredients. Almost. Alright, beep, beep, beep. Stop it. Yes, let's do that. Alright. So this time I didn't tell you everything we're going to use, so while I'm waiting for that to beep, and just to make sure we're on the same page, we're talking about that 8-ounce package of cream cheese, a 5-ounce package of, we're switching to all-purpose flour away from the self-rising. So all-purpose flour this time. Then 2.5 ounces again of the confectioner's sugar. Shh. 2 actual lemons. And a 10-ounce pack of granulated sugar. How nice of them once more to send it all to me the way they have, but hopefully with the instructions I'm given and the amounts I'm given, you can make it along as well if you like. 4 tablespoons of butter, which is in the anachronistic microwave. Once again, salt. And this time, what's putting me out of breakfast for the rest of the week until I make it to market, 4 eggs. Woo! So, there you have it. And that's what you need this time. It also suggests the electric mixer. So, we'll get to that. I think I'm under a minute on these muffins, so I'm rather excited about that. That is melted butter. It'll be even meltier. Where did I? Oh, well, I was going to use the little baby whisk, but I forgot that's what I've got to drizzle on the frosting when that cools down. So we've got melty butter, and we're just going to add that right into my new bowl. Transfer to a medium bowl. All right. As soon as I shook that around, of course, the wee little bit of butter that weren't melted up right nice. And that was perfect. Okay. I'm going to keep this because I imagine I'll use that again as well. Beep. Oh, yes. Be prepared. Don't touch the hot thing. Oh my lord. These look yummy. All right. Come on, silicone glove. Don't fail me now. Oh, there's an awful lot of crisp on these. My friends, these look perfect, and I can't even begin to tell you how good they smell. So, I'm hoping also that once these cool down, we put the frosting on, that the frosting will help the crisp stick, so they don't just fall completely apart, because that's a bit what I'm worried about with these now. All right, we'll be back to you, silicone mitten. I don't want to let this go. Those are on cool down duty, and I put the fan on, but you wouldn't be able to hear me no more. I have an obnoxiously loud fan. So, to the bowl with the melted butter. For heaven's sake, shush! And also, get cooler. Go to 350. There. Alright, to the bowl with the melted butter. We're going to add 3/4 of a cup of flour. Now, this time, tell me I have a 3/4. That would have been exciting. Is this 3/4? It is. I've used all my cups. All right. We're going to add 3/4 cup of flour. Doopity doop. Wasteful wee packets, but I surely appreciate it. Ahoy, Devlin! Just watch and let your mouth water. This is all coming out perfectly. I'm super excited about it. Oh, this is the worst way to measure out. Don't be like Cat. Oh, there. Well, that'll do. That's 3/4 of a cup. I have leftover, but I bet I get to keep it for my own use. What are all those? Cool Cat explosions. Is that It looks like that cat's head's exploding. Chef dog. Okay, I like it. Hi, Devlin. Good to see you. All right, I'm on lemon bars. I've made delicious muffins. They're waiting to be iced. Let me do. All right, so to the bowl with the melted butter, 3/4 a cup of flour. Bloop. 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar. Now, the one thing I don't have now is a 1/4 cup. For goodness sake. I have a 3/4 cup. So what we'll have to do is use this wee thing. Oh, let me make sure that says that again. All right, a 1/4 cup. Blump, 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 blump. I think I'm using a 1/4 cup to fill my sugar bowl. All right, that's perfect. That came out exactly right. Yay! And then a pinch of salt. Once more, I get to use my tiny pinch spoon and make a pinch. Oh, the muffins came out well. Oh, auto-corrected to all those emojis. I see, that's the difficult thing to deal with when, whoa, all right, the pinch and a half again. All right, stir using a fork. Nope, I'm gonna use the whisk again because I like it better. And because I'm a rebel. Until a crumbly dough forms. So this is gonna be, for sure, the crust. As normally is. I think it probably wants you to do the fork because you're less likely to throw it on you. Because it's more likely to get stuck to the whisk and inside the whisk. But this is coming out quite nicely as well. Wee little crumbly crumbs. Oh yeah. And then I'm going to smash it into the bottom of this slightly too large dish baking container thing. And we're going to make some real good crust out of that. All right, evenly pressed dough into the prepared baking dish. And then we're going to hope this has gone down to 350. Because we're going to need to bake that crust before we put the goo in it. And then I'm pretty sure it's mostly going to go right in the fridge. The icebox is the key to all of the cheesecake items. Let me take a pause here to show you, because holy moly, as I stated on our Discord, this sucker was rich. It's so rich. It's been 2 weeks since I made it. Here's the chocolate. Whoa! Chocolate hazelnut cheesecake Oreo pie. This came out beautifully. I'm still working on it. So there's that. Maybe I'll have a slice tonight. Let's put it over here. I'll give myself, when the other one goes into the fridge to start to cool, maybe I will have a slice of that. Just because. All right, let's get the next step done. I'll get it close again because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mess. This wants to bake 10 or 15 minutes, so that's good. So I'm going to get this in here, spread it all around, press it down. I'm very sure it would like to go up the sides, but the most important thing for a crisp, or for lemon bars, whether they're cheesecake or not, I think, is the bottom. So we'll make sure to spread this out and cover up at least the bottom, because otherwise it's gonna have no crust proper. That's no good. This is made for an 8x8, not a 9x9. So I have a nice thin crust, but I think I'll have just enough here to cover. Just gotta make sure there aren't any holes. It likes to bunch up in the corners and then there's holes in the bottom, and that doesn't cook up like anything. It just makes a mess. Plus, if I'm wise, I'd probably grab some kind of a spoon to help me make it evenly pushed down and smashed and spread out. Because it is literally just crispy sugar and flour right now. All right, get in there. And it's crispy sugar, flour, and also the spray butter. All right, we're getting there. It's a bit crinkly. Push it a bit, way bit more. It is getting there. I am hoping there's enough spray on here because I did not listen to the instructions when they said to use that foil. I'm going my own way. Pretending I'm Nessa or Bones, going my own way. And gonna... Alright. That looks pretty reasonably good. It's a cover. It's very thin, but it's covering. So there's that. That's gonna need some bake. So this one says 10 to 15. I'm going to put it in for 12 since it was previously set for 400. And that's too hot. So let's actually give it a 10, shall we? Anachronistic beeping noises. We'll set it at 10. It's probably not made its way all the way back down to 350. It'll surely beep when it does. So it's 10 to 15 minutes. Start out with 10. See how brown it looks. I think it wants to be just a tiny bit toasted. We don't want to end up with, you know, really cooked up crust. That's not what we're going for. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to prep the fillings. Yummity, yummity. Golden brown around the edges and until the cookie looks set. Calling it a cookie, are they? Well, fine. You haven't sold me or anything because I love cookies. Ha ha. All righty. And one more medium bowl. I'm going to use the same one. I managed to get all that out there. Nah. Let's be clever. We wash that. That's why I washed this one earlier. Festive yellow bowl. All right, so this time we're going to grate 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. Where'd my lemons go? Ah, hello, darlings. It does say to use a box grater or microplane. I have both, but I like the microplane. It's got really, really small so that it zests up properly. It'll give you real small pieces of that, because I find it strange. Zest doesn't seem like it should be where the flavor's from, but it surely is. I also just like my cute little grater. This fox is a grateful grater. We're going to put him aside and use the microplane to get our zest. Now, this is going to go fast considering it only wants, what did it say? 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. So here we go. We're just going to do it and I'll keep an eye on the bowl. This I can eyeball because I don't think it'll hurt if it's a wee bit more or a wee bit less. But I think most of the outside of a lemon is probably about a teaspoon. Considering you are just nakeding up a lemon. Take your clothes off, lemon. And then I'm going to juice it. We will use all the parts of the lemon, except the seeds. Nobody uses the seeds. It's not how it works. Oh, it smells nice again. Although it kind of smells like I'm cleaning the galley as well. Drawbacks to having everything in cleaning product land smell like lemons. All right, there we go. Well, that looks like I could get my teaspoon out and check. That looks pretty good. I'm just trying to get as much as I can off the back side here. Phrasing. Put that right over here just in case I do need it again. Told you I made a naked lemon. It's grand. I'm gonna cut it right up and make some zest, not some zest, some juice. Ah, no. The good knife. There we go. Ah, right. So 1 teaspoon lemon zest, 1/3 cup lemon juice. Look at that. I do have a third cup waiting just for the lemon juice. I think that's why I have 2 lemons, because that's quite a lot of lemon juice. It's almost the size of the actual lemon. To your darling. Also, I always tend to squeeze it and lose juice while I'm mostly trying to get the seeds out. This is also fun though. If I were smart, I'd have an actual juicer. I'm not smart. I don't do a lot of juicing. Blech. I don't have any cuts right now, which is clear. Because otherwise, oh no. Also, I lied. There's a wee cut on the back of my middle finger. It's not doing so well. All right, that's fun. Ouch. And let's get that out. I don't want any of those. There's lots and lots of seeds in this particular lemon, but it is rather juicy. I'm hoping I don't have to do the second lemon, but we'll see. This is most of this 1/3 cup is full already. So good luck. Good thing on me. Is anyone doing anything special for Mother's Day? You can put it in the chat. I'd love to know. I'm doing some visiting. Fully vaccinated these days. Get your shot, bring the world back, visit the pirates. That's the idea. We've got some stuff going on this year, but we've got to do it safe. And the best way to do it is if everybody's got their shots. Okay. That lemon looked familiar. I wonder if I knew him. I made a International Scurvy Awareness Day. Lemon Man. Looked a lot like that. Let me make sure I don't need this other lemon for anything other than juice. More. Lemon filling. Lemon cheesecake bars. Good, I don't, because I'm pretty sure I'm really going to need this to get that amount of juice. Getting close though. And so far, I have narrowly managed to keep all the seeds out, so that's good. Hi! Kadajo, it's been a long time, mate. Good to see you. I hope you got a chance to rewatch our retrospective of Sunset Rummin'. A lot of that you were probably there for, but we did our kind of best of everything we did in the plague year. And we missed you. I miss having Sunset Rummin'. But we're definitely going to be a lot less stressed out as rehearsals begin for real in-person pirating. Without a couple times a week, also needed to make sure we're going live on the Twitch. But we love the Saturday night. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. I'm making lemon cheesecake bars. And I'm so far, after about 5 minutes of trying, I feel like, probably less than that, but it just feels like forever. I've got almost 1/3 cup of lemon juice here out of 2 lemons. All right, one more, and we got this. Down, oh, many a mile to go that night before we reach the town. Oh. I have to learn when I'm singing and mixing and whatnot, how long it takes to sing a certain thing and mix a certain thing. I know when we were just starting in on the quarantine times and everybody was told to wash their hands for 20 seconds, we learned that you can do a verse chorus of Holloway Joe, and that's about 20 seconds. So the things we have learned that will no longer be of use to us someday. Marooned on the island of anxiety for quite a while. I am sorry to hear that, mate, but we are definitely glad to be back with you. Thanks for hanging around and appreciating the weird, strange stuff I've been doing on the TikTok as well. When I see that you've spotted one of my videos and liked it, I'm completely chuffed, so thanks, mate. Now a lot of that content's going to be switching a bit to Fairy Queen, as Queen Titania, aka Kat McKenna, of the Pirates Fortune's Folly, takes the town of Crossford for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. Come on, I have almost, but not quite, 1/3 cup. Now I really do wish I had a juicer. This is just ridiculous. But I have smashed up 2 lemons pretty reasonably. Alright, get rid of these seeds and call that most of 1/3 cup. We're good. We're going to move on. That took an awfully long time. Well, I'll tell you, also, Doc the Pirate Surgeon, our dear Doc, has been keeping me sane as his sweet little introductions to his underwater mates from deep in the sea and equating them to how we should be looking at ourselves has made me smile every time. Doc is good people. He's just the best. But pirate talk indeed. I'm going to keep it up. In fact, when I'm done here, I got to do one or two. I mean, here I am. I might as well. So keep an eye out for those this week. All right. Lemon bars. We're still well and truly on time. It's just after 8. I got most of an hour to finish this up. I think I can. All right. So 1 teaspoon lemon zest, 1/3 cup lemon juice, or just thereabouts, almost. But this is made from fresh lemons. I'm actually quite chuffed to see how this turns out, as I've never made lemon bars with real lemon before. It's always been powdered in whatever thing I bought off the shelf. So this is exciting. It should be very yummy. In a large bowl, I got to switch. Okay, hold on. I do have also a large bowl. I have an even extra large bowl, but we're gonna go with this. Meanwhile, grate that into a bowl. Okay, and then in a large bowl, using a hand mixer. Wow, that finally got down to 350. Oh no, that might have been just the timer. Ha! Good. So let's check the crust, because I've been jabbering on. I'm going to leave it for 2 more minutes, because we did it on the very minimum and it's not quite brown, and I want it to have a little color to it. All right, so now in this large bowl with the hand mixer, we're going to beat up this softened cream cheese, which is hopefully a little bit softened, having sat out for about 20 minutes. I've remembered, would have got it out earlier, and it happens. Softened cream cheese, 1 of my 4 large eggs. There we go. Half a cup of granulated sugar, of which I have quite a lot. I also have my half a cup out here, which is very helpful. Badoink, half a cup. There we go. Whoops. All right, a little extra sugar. Not hurting anybody. Cheers. Again, brought to you by Rum Shark. So there we have 1 large egg, 1/2 cup sugar, lemon zest. Oh, I've messed all of this up. You have no idea. No, I didn't. I didn't mess it up. I did not put the lemon zest in here, but the lemon is still separate because I was really worried about that. Okay, let me put some extra lemon zest in here because I've messed stuff up in my very special way that I always do. And no seeds. This is me not grating my knuckles while still getting some extra zest since I messed this up and put the zest in with the lemon juice. It did not say to switch bowls, so rats. But we'll get at least a little zest in here so it resembles the recipe. And then we'll have a little extra zest in the other part, in the lemon juice part. It's 2 minutes already. I didn't have enough time to get my zest. Let's see. And that's exactly what it was asked for. Which is not gray. It is crisp around the edges. Perfectly crisp around the edges. We're gonna let that cool for a mo. On the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, rock for all the rock. Oh, I really don't want to lose a knuckle. I found another cut, though, since starting this new way of zesting. Oops. Ouch. At least it weren't a cut caused by this, eh? Rocky road all the way to Dublin, rock for all the rock. All right, we're gonna call that just enough now this time. Ow, 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 lemon juice. Bloody hell. Ah. All right, feel better now. All right, so I did do my pinch of salt as well, because I was excited about it and put a little too much. So using a hand mixer, beat all this stuff, not that stuff. until smooth. All right, 1 or 2 minutes it says. So we'll start it low, we'll put it high, and we'll do it for about a minute. I'm not a good judge of how long I've been mixing. I just feel like I've been mixing it forever as soon as I put it in the bowl, so. And while I have considered hand mixing to be cheating in the past, I realized how much of a difference it actually does make when you're doing specific types of recipes. And this is really one of them. You don't want to have just lumps when you're making cheesecake. That doesn't work. No lumps in your cheesecake. It's not as successful a dessert. And now we're cooking all the way on high. Because this smells great. Let me just say, I am really glad that I at least put the extra lemon zest in here. I could have probably strained that to get some of that back, but it's supposed to be really lemony lemon bars, which I'm not sad about. I like really tart lemon bars, so we'll see how that goes for me. Plugged in all the way over here, and almost stuck. It's getting pretty smooth. Pretty smooth indeed. And then we're going to bake some more eggs. Using up the last of my eggs. Making delicious lemon bars. Well worth it. So I also noticed before, when I picked up the Malibu with the rum shark on it, I'll show you because I was highly entertained. There's chocolate on it from the last time I used the mixer for the chocolate cheesecake pie cheesecake. So that's fun. All right. So then to the bowl with the lemon juice this time and all that extra zest, because apparently they were supposed to be separate, but it didn't say. 3 large eggs, which again just happens to be what I have left. No shells. Through the thunder, I was just talking about All the Way Joe, eh? That was not good. There we go. Let's not have that in there. Big old piece of show. I'm getting egg everywhere this time. It's been egg all the way. It's been Agatha all along. Oh, it hurts. It hurts me. But I made myself laugh, so whatever. Lemon juice, 3 large eggs, 1/3 cup flour. So we're back to the flour somewhere. 1/3 cup, which had lemon juice in it. So this is going to get all stuck. Oh, they gave me just enough. How nice. Plus I had more if it turns out they didn't. So. All right. Flour. Remaining granulated sugar, which is quite a lot. Whoop. And 1 more pinch of salt. Ding! Pinch of salt. We'll try not to do a pinch and a half this time. But it turns out salt is rather important element in baking. I learned that by doing cookies every holiday season. If you forget that salt, they don't turn out quite right. Alright, so this one, it just says to beat it. It doesn't say how long, it doesn't say how well. I'm just going to beat it. So fine, I will. Get this to go a little faster once those eggs are no longer having a visible yolks. Alright, let's speed that up. Woohoo! I just like to go fast. High speed settings suit me just fine. Alright, so this I don't think requires any special beating. Now I'm seeing here from the looks of things it just needed to be combined. This one I probably could have done without the mixer. But, you know, always nice. I did find a bleeding seed. Let the one who finds the Mother's Day holiday lemon seed have a year of good luck. Because why not? You got to have a silver lining. Hopefully there won't be any. All right, to the side here. Okay, we did that. Remove crust from the oven, let it cool for 5 minutes. I think conveniently, pulling that out when I did was just about 5 minutes ago. Can I touch the thing? I can touch the thing. I might give it just another moment, but I'm gonna wave it through the air a little bit. Since we're waiting for it to cool, I forgot we still have these lovelies over here waiting. So, not on my laptop, please. Ooh, the little crispy part that just fell off into my mouth is pretty good. So, while we wait for the crust on the lemon cheesecake bars for just another moment, let's finish these babies. In fact, if we're really going to finish them, since they're going with me, traveling, I'm going to put them in their traveling containers while trying not to knock all the oats off. And we'll ice them in here so they don't have to move them being all sticky. Oh, they're not going to fit in here the same way those cupcakes did last week. Ha ha ha! These are much bigger. We'll try. They'll get a little squished. I think they'll still be yummy. So I'm not too worried about it. Oh, I'm making such a mess. Are you really cooking if you're not making a massive mess in your kitchen? I'd venture to say no. Oh, all right. Squish. Squish. Oh, it hurts my soul. They just barely fit. They're not going to move around on the journey, at least. But it might be hard to wrestle them out of there in the morning. Oh no! Top crisp. Okay, that's really good. Holy moly, that's good. This is just, if you like apple crisp, that's exactly what this is. And it's my favorite part. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna give up the rest. It'll take me longer to eat those out of there, phrasing, than it will to finish the recipes for the night. All right, let's drizzle. Oh, I hope you're still drizzleable. Stir you right back up. Actually, like I said before, you can add a bit more milk or water. I'm going to add a tiniest bit of water just to uncoagulate this, since it's been waiting for about 40 minutes-ish. Yes, that drizzles a bit. Let's drizzle. This is going to be quite the best part. And I am glad that I have them packed in here a bit closer together. Now I can ice it mostly without losing it across the entire muffin tin. Now I'll just lose it into the crevices, which means tomorrow during brunch, just lick it out of the thing when it's done. Take a spoon, finish off the frosting. Oh, this is so good. I am still hoping that having this frosting on here will help keep the oats attached to the top of the muffin, because that seemed to be the hardest thing when I put them into the oven, was just keeping it together, because it's such loose, delicious oats on top. Woo! That is exclusively sugar. I'm not going to do that again till I eat the muffins. All right. Final look at our delicious muffins. Bloody hell. I'll fix that in a minute. There we go. Delicious muffins. These can continue cooling while we finish up our lemon bars. One way of doing that, to finish them up, that is to get rid of the spammers. Why can't I? I would like to get rid of you, spammer. I am a moderator. I can't moderate my own channel. There we go. Did it wrong, but that's fine. Nope, can't do it. That's fine. Can't manage it this time. Don't know why. There we go. Much better. Ding. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but that was really exciting. You have been deleted and accidentally completely banned. But you're not here for the pirates, so I don't care. Alright, so to finish these delicious treats up, now I have a bowl full of eggshells. Oh, lovely mess. Lovely mess. My favourite thing. So we have our cooled up crust. Cooled up, toasted up corners. Looks perfect. Now we're going to pour the cheesecake filling. Now, which the heck one is the cheesecake? I'm assuming it's the one with the cheese in it. Cheesecake filling over the slightly cooled crust and spread into an even layer. All right, we're going to do that bit first with the cheesecake and then with the lemon bar filling. So this really is a layered dessert. I was expecting it all to be mixed in together and just be one lemon cheesecake bar. So this is cheesecake bar and lemon bar combined into one delicious treat. Mother's Day gifting. All right. Oh, it's just a big lovely glob. What do you have to eat tonight, Mercy, that we can help you with easing your hunger while you watch me make treats? I had a very disappointing messenger service earlier. I was trying to get ready for the stream, so I was being lazy. I said I should have someone bring me some food. It was the worst delivery I've had since Enforced Shore Leave started. They ignored everything that I said I wanted. They took it on a drive. They rode it around town for 20 minutes after they went and picked it up. So it was really cold, except for the milkshake, which had melted. It was just terrible. So I'm very excited to eat this stuff because it's going to be way less disappointing than my dinner was tonight. Ooh, raviolis. Yes, Mercy's getting over some wisdom teeth, which I feel for you, mate. Had been there, had that, recovered, and as an adult and with, complications, so much more difficult. So we love you. We're glad you're feeling better. I hope the raviolis will be good. I do remember how tiresome just soft things gets. So, all right. We have made it into an even layer, then gently pour the lemon filling over the top. It's okay if the fillings swirl together. I do like that the instructions here are very validating of my feelings. So we're going to pour the lemon filling right over top and hope they don't mix up too much. Gently going to put it just so it makes like its own little lemon frosting. They are mixing together just as I was warned. So I'm glad again that my fears were validated and I was allowed to not fret that my lemon is mixing. Tied up with a black velvet band. Well, I think mostly right in the middle is where it's swirling because that's just where it touched down. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Oh, I do need to bake still. Of course I do. Bake on the center oven rack until the filling is just set in the center, which would be good because the center is where it got all swirly. So I'm going to chuck it in the oven when that beeps once more to tell me it's back to 350. And then I'm going to bake it for about 30 minutes, which is just about the rest of the length of this program, but I ain't got nothing left to do. So once more, you may have to check in at the Discord to find out how they came out. I'll make sure to take a photo. But let's see what the rest of the recipe has to say. So we're going to set it in there for 30 minutes to bake up. Right now it is very sloppy, so hopefully this does bake up pretty well. Cool lemon bars completely at room temperature. The filling will firm up and continue to set as it cools. Then we'll place it in the fridge until chilled at least 3 hours and preferably overnight. Good thing it's for Mother's Day dessert, so it'll have plenty of time to cool. I'm glad for the part that says it needs to cool at room temperature for a while, as again, it's going to travel with me to get to where I'm spending my Mother's Day. So that's good. As it cools on my drive, then we'll put it in the fridge and it will be great. Slice it up into squares, sprinkle confectioner sugar over the top, which means I'm going to bring this wee little bag with me to dress it on site. Now that I've lost my, there we go, pincher. I'm going to steal this pincher for this now. Pirate, why not? And I'm waiting for you to beep now. Beep so I can cook this, for goodness sake. And I think I found another seed. I did. Ha! The lucky seeds. I'm picking them out. Ahoy, Kitty Rin. Eats it hot. What? The lemon bar is hot. I think they'll do better cold. A wee little bag of white powder. Not one bit suspicious. Not at all. It is. They send me all these baggies. Oh, where's the other one? Here we go. This one has more than usual, but at least it is very labeled. It doesn't say anything suspicious on it. Believe what you will, but it is quite well labeled. And I'm going to keep my little bag of contraband rolled oats and contraband cinnamon. I'm going to put them together for breakfast on Monday. That's all I ended up left over with this time, though, which is grand. So often I end up with lots and lots and lots of confectioner sugar. This time I got to use it all. Which means everything I made today is going to be real sweet. Your Nana makes amazing lemon bars. Oh, I do. Now, since I'm a packaged baker, inclusive of this, which is all made of real ingredients, but it does come to me packaged. I really like the Krusteaz key lime and lemon bars. They're the easiest thing in the world to make. They come, I think there's 2 baggies inside the box. One is for the crust, one is to mix up with eggs and water and make the filling. And they're delicious, completely delicious. So I bet your grands or your nanas are better than mine, but for a long time, whenever I went to a dinner party or went visiting friends, I would bring over lemon or key lime bars that were just Krusteaz right off the market shelf. For some strange reason, you have lots and lots of powdered sugar. For these Krusteaz bars, they say sprinkle confectioner sugar over the top to finish them, just like I'm going to do with these. And I really wanted to do that. I think that's part of the way, because they're so tart, to have a little sweet on top is mwah, delicious. So I bought confectioner sugar, but I couldn't find anything smaller than one of them 3-pound, 5 pound, some big, huge bag of confectioner sugar, which then just sat and became a brick in my cupboard for over a year. I only ever used it when I made the bars, so I'd sprinkle a tiny bit on and go, well, it's certainly not enough. I needed to make a lot of icing, but don't make a lot of cake. Apparently, though, we found we can make icing for delicious muffins. Breakfast, brunch, Mother's Day, cranberry oat muffins. I'm really excited. I'm particularly excited because they have icing on them. Brown sugar turns into bricks on you. Yes, I can guarantee right now from the recipes that I've done in the last couple weeks, right up in this cabinet, which I'm poking at right now, there's definitely a brick of brown sugar that I will have to smash up if I care to use it. The last one I had when I was saving from St. Patrick's Day cooking, I tried to use the last time I needed brown sugar, and I couldn't even, if I'd had to slice it off and melt it down, I could have done that, but it was a brick. It was just completely useless. Delicious, sugary, sweet uselessness, but still a brick. What else have I got for you, mates? I think this has finally beeped. So I'm going to put this in here for the half hour what it's got to cook before we cool it down. I don't want it to mix together so much because it's already looking a lot mixy. That for half an hour. There's my preheat. What good timing. Half an hour. All right, so in a half hour, which is the end of this program, I'm going to take those out, cool them down. It's lovely that it's room temperature. Just glorious. I'm glad about that. So I have room temperature cooling, will travel. And I'm going to get on the road to get up to visit and have a very fine Mother's Day tomorrow. I hope that you all have a lovely Mother's Day. I'm pretty sure most of you have mothers, whether or not you're in good standing with them, but I hope you are. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to all the fur baby mothers like me. We had a visit from Marley earlier, and Dakar spoiled her with a CBD treat, so she's off. She's off. Actually, she's got the munchies. I thought she was sleeping, but literally she's down noshing her food now, so she's got a bit of the munch. And yeah, enjoy your Sunday, regardless. But I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Remember, there's plenty of Pirates merch down here. Come visit us on the Book of Face. All kinds of things happening. Yes, on those of us who had mothers and no longer do, but you can think of her, as we all will. Yeah, so come visit us. We got lots of stuff going on our YouTubes lately. I will thank you, dear Mercy. Thanks for the loan of the galley. I'm finishing up a bit earlier than I intended, but I have been cooking like the wind lately. Perhaps I'll have to have Devlin over to do another dual cooking show, as at that point it definitely it definitely takes longer. Marley's come to say goodbye and happy Mother's Day. I know. Thank you for chatting to make yourself known. My babu, my sweet fur baby who's old enough to vote this year. Yeah, it's my baby. It's Marley, my daughter. How you feeling? You a little high? Thanks to Car. Look, Kitty gets all the viewers. You want to help me cook? You want to help me clean? I got a sink full of dishes that we can do now. Now that Mum's done cooking up Mother's Day treats. Well, will be in half an hour once that's done. You look distracted. You can see more from up here, so you can see what you want. You want to lick my hand. I am happy to indulge until it hurts, because, man, kitty tongue. Happy Mother's Day, Marley. All right, my darlings. Thank you so much for joining me for Cooking with the Crew. There we go. Big picture. Thank you so much for joining me. Cooking with the Crew. We'll be back again. Probably, if not next week, in 2 weeks. I know that Dakar will be here making musket balls out by the campfire. So join us for Shop Talk with Dakar. And I think that'll be a real cozy night to watch. As I just love being out by the campfire. Might as well be there virtually if you can't be there for real. What do I have on me? That's a really good question. I'm not sure. Lemon. I was squeezing lemons. I can't imagine that's what she wants. But again, she's on CBD treats, so whatever is on my fingers she wants. Sugar? I will leave without a fight. The world is mine tonight. Goodbye, everyone. See you soon. Drop by the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. Come visit me at the end of May, the beginning of June. I might not be back before then, as I've got rehearsals like crazy coming up for me. But I'd love to see folks there. I'll just do this. NJ Ren. And njrenfair.com. Get your tickets. And I definitely hope to see you soon. I've been taking a long time to say goodbye because technically I've got 22 minutes that I can say goodbye if I want to. But come visit me, New Jersey Renaissance Fair. We'll have Dakar in 2 weeks. Maybe someone's stopping in just randomly next Saturday night, as we are wont to do here in this time slot, to do special crafting, cooking, behind the scenes kind of fun stuff with the Pirates of Fortune's Folly. All right, happy Mother's Day. Have a great weekend, and see you soon.